going to bring this 700 Do into the 21st century. We're going to put the C3 Power Sports Synchro drive on. You know, the new Polaris, they have a very similar belt to this. Articat had a similar system like this as well. We're going to probably get rid of about 7 pounds by putting this whole thing on. We've got to set this chain case up so we can put this in. Now this is also the same as the older revs, so you can use this in the some 2003 and up revs as well. There's a seal in this case, it's got to be punched out through the back. There, get over here. That's Vern. It's my friend. That's a very bad place to go, Vern. I gotta hit that. He senses danger right now. Okay, come on over here. There you go. All right. Very little maintenance. They barely eat anything. Rubber seal just pops out. Jamie, I'm gonna go and just to spray this out with some cleaner. Make sure that's nice and clean. I'm sensing something. Not quite sure what it is. Anyway. Oh, that Vern. He's such a silly walking stick. Okay, let's get rid of this thing. I pretty much use synthetic grease for everything now. Just gonna lube up this surface here where the seal goes in. It'll make it slip in a little easier. It's a big old socket. Give her a couple taps, it should seat right in there. The synthetic grease also doesn't mix with water. I guess you might call it immiscible. Maybe, that might be it. So that's a good thing. It won't let water in here, it won't mix with it. That's seated all the way around. Now the bearings that usually go in this case, they have one seal out of them. And that is usually pointing outwards, so eventually, you know, the gear lube, the gear oil will work its way through. It'll get inside behind the seal here, and it'll keep everything lubed up. Now, since we don't have any gears and oil in there anymore, you know, there's not going to really be much in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack that area with synthetic grease on the top and the bottom, and then that way it'll keep everything lubed up really nicely. I'll just pack this in here. I'll put the bottom bearing in, same goes for that. There's no seal. I could just put another seal on that and hold it in there. But you know what, I think I'll pack that whole area. It'll keep the shaft from rusting and it'll keep a whole bunch of extra grease in there, and that's what we want. Behind there with this grease. Now it's going to make it easy to put in this half of the chain case. You know, we don't need to put the other half in anymore. That's the beauty of this whole thing. There we go. I'm going to install this jack shaft, but before I do that, I'm going to pop off this old bearing. That's old school, and it's been replaced with a new part number. So this is coming out. We'll put the other one in. Now, while you're in here doing all this work, you might as well replace these things. You know, these are, oopsie, these are parts that need replacing. Some Loctite on here. Anti-seize, just to keep that brake rotor from sticking on there. Now, I'm going to have to do it when I stick the shaft in through the tunnel. I've got the jack shaft ready to go in, but before I did that, I just wanted to show you the brake that I picked up for it. Now, I got this online. I think this is off a 440 MXZ, something like that. I sent it in, had these little holes cut in the rotor here, lighten up a little bit more, maybe run a little cooler when we're driving. And this is what came off the sled. There's a pretty noticeable weight difference here, so when you have a heavy rotating mass around a shaft, it kind of slows things down a little bit. So hopefully this will make us a little faster. Make sure you put some anti-seize compound where the brake rotor seats. The axle shaft is in, the jack shaft is in, the chain case is bolted into place, the track is in obviously. I got the brake on, the brake master's on. Pretty much everything up until this point has been just the standard procedure. Now we're going to start with the installation of the belt and the gears and the idler tension system.